Hey everybody, welcome to West Side Meetup, hosted by WNN Properties. It is 2 after 7, and we believe time is your greatest asset. So we just want to thank you guys for choosing to spend your time here with us here on the meetup, and we're going to get things going. So if this is your first time here or your 21st time here, welcome. This is West Side Meetup. It's a meetup that we like to bring in local investors and experts in whatever field of real estate they are in to you folks to learn more about what they've been doing and how you can apply it into your own investing journey. So thank you guys. I wanted to, before I get into the meat of the meetup, I did want to go over some housekeeping items. But if you don't know, my name is Brandon Rabe. I'm an active investor. I'm investing out in the Midwest. I'm also an advisor with WNN Properties, which is a mentorship and consulting company where we help individuals get their portfolio started in passive income and to be on that path toward financial freedom. So as far as housekeeping items go, item number 1, we are going to be recording this call. So if you missed something, you want to watch it again, or if you want to share it with a friend who wasn't able to make it tonight, we're going to post that on YouTube and our Facebook page, or Facebook group rather, so you can watch it there. Item number 2 is if we could all keep our mics on mute, just to minimize distractions for the presenters and for everybody else here on the call. Item number 3, if you have any questions, please post them in the chat. When we get to the Q&A portion of our call, that's when we'll go through all the questions you guys have. And item number 4, my other co-host Gilbert and I, we put this meetup up at no cost to you folks. However, there is a fee. And if you guys found any value from tonight or any other Westside meetups, if you guys learned something new, if it shifted your perspective, or if it made you laugh, or even if you found a partner and made deals happen, we want to ask you guys if you could just take a screenshot or invite more of your friends to our meetup and just kind of grow the community that way. So that is the fee. It's not monetary, but please, if you find value in our call, please invite somebody to it. Now, I believe that is all the housekeeping items. I just wanted to go over a few other things though. We do have a meetup roster tonight. And if, there's going to be, well, right now we got about 32 people here. So you may not have a chance to meet every person on the call, and having this meetup roster and filling it out, it's just an opportunity for you to get to know whoever else fills up the meetup roster to get connected. So I'm going to throw that in the chat right now. Please fill that out. We also have a Facebook group that you can join, and our YouTube channel, please subscribe to it. And then our email list. So on that email list, that's the one where you'll get automatic reminders of this meetup along with the in-person meetup that we hold, Real Estate at the Park, and any other WNN related meetup. So if you're not on them already, please go get connected there. To get on the email list, just shoot us an email to that email address in the chat, and then we'll just get you added right onto our list. And one more thing too, if you notice when you hopped on today, you didn't have to enter a password. So we got that all fixed and taken care of. You don't have to worry about a password. However, if it does for whatever reason prompt you to, please just type in WSMU all in caps. Alrighty. So now that I've gone through all that, oh, you know what? And we have one more event coming up October 19th. It's our full real event. It's a conference in person. We'll share more details later on at the end of the call, but I just wanted to let you folks know about that as well. Tickets are on sale right now and they do sell out. So make sure you get your tickets if you want to attend that. All right. Now, without further delay, I do want to bring up my co-host, who, by the way, is 5 hours ahead of us right now. And, he's another WNN advisor. He leads through action, and he's showing us right now, he's making this a priority to be here, choosing to spend his time with us. So Gilbert, what's up, man?
Oh, thanks for that introduction, Brandon. Yes, I am in Kansas City as we are holding this West Side meetup, which is usually the last Wednesday of every month, right? So, it just so happened that we are here, touring properties, having a good time. Not really a good time. I'm tired, but it's enjoyable, right? It's something we do. And I see some of the attendees here. They just flew in this morning and they are on the call. So one thing that I wanted to mention was that we have Mr. Rod Baker here. He'll be assisting us co-hosting this West Side Meetup event today. So before we get started, I'd like to go ahead and introduce myself. Introduce myself for those that who don't know who I am. My name is Gilbert Coloma. I am a WNN advisor, just like Brandon, where we lead through action, right? There's Cedric there down there. They're making funny faces, but anyway, we lead through action, and I am growing my portfolio out here in Kansas City as we talk. Hopefully, to increase my passive income one day and hopefully retire sooner rather than later, right? But yeah, that's a little bit about me. It is 5 hours ahead, and I'd like to honor everyone's time. We are, grinding away here in Kansas City. But without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce Karen and Justo Patague. They will be speaking on, investing as a couple out there on the island of Maui. So welcome, Karen and Justo.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. So we're Karen and Justo Patague. We're from Wailuku, Maui, Hawaii. We've been a husband and wife team since 2015?
Yeah.
Just about, yeah. Yeah, so just a little bit about myself. In addition to being a real estate investor, I'm also a realtor with Compass. And I also, we are also the Dean of Instructor for 101 Financial. And then my husband, you can introduce yourself.
I'm one of the biggest Coke dealer on Maui. And we got into investing, like my wife was saying, in 2015. And we love it. We want to move forward with it. Like Gilbert was saying, one day retire. We want to retire now, not later.
Right, yeah. And I also, for myself too, a little bit of background. We have a lot of sales experience, and I'm also a numbers person. So I've been in banking, finance, lending. I did mortgage and all that too. So I guess everything go hand in hand when you start investing with your numbers and stuff like that. So when we got started in 2015, and it was kind of crazy because my husband, without real estate knowledge, he just got us into real estate investing. We had no due diligence whatsoever. So I have him explain our crazy start with real estate.
Yeah. So the first property, actually not property, the first venture that we went in was on gym, and we called it Fitness 101. And one day my son told me, hey, Dad, the gym's gonna close. And I always mentored kids. So I used to teach the Pels League, the Police Athletic League, and I always made sure that if the kids are doing something, then they're not doing anything bad. So what happened was when my son told me, oh, the gym's gonna shut down, I told my wife, oh man, I'm gonna buy one gym out of the blues, because my partner said the gym makes good money and let's just jump into it.
And mind you, this is December now, during Christmas time, when all the crazy time was going around. He just came home one day and he just was like, I'm gonna buy a gym. Like, what are you talking about? We don't even have knowledge and whatsoever. And he just went straight into a commercial lease with his partner.
And the thing is, I told my partner, there's two things that I know how and guaranteed know how to run one gym: lift weights and pay my membership. That's it. You got to take care of the rest. So what happened was we ran all the numbers. Everything went well. We actually got into it. I think 9 months later, we turned it around, and then we had my partner buy us out actually.
Yeah, so things, you got to tell them in between too, things started to go downhill when they wasn't on the same page. He wanted to buy this, buy that, and all this and that. So basically, we were the financial foundation for his gym because he wasn't knowledgeable about that. So pretty much we were the bank for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of was like, I didn't want to go through it because we didn't even know how to open an LLC and no knowledge whatsoever. And the numbers he was looking at wasn't the numbers how we run our numbers today. Was just basically a piece of paper with membership. This is how much they paid. This is our expenses. And that was it. So he never go further than that. He just looked at the numbers. It looked good, and he just went forward with it. So for me, as a wife, I'm just gonna support him, right? But during that 9 months, it was kind of crazy. I mean, a lot of challenges, and we also had to rehab the gym because the way the layout was, it was unorganized, and we didn't even have a team. So we had to look for contractors, and we never know what the heck we were doing. So we got into a lot of, challenges and fights with, for that 9 months. So leading on to that, we kind of, we thought about it as, you know what, we have to sell this to our partner. We was in a three-year lease, and there was a lot of fees and, consequences involved, but we decided to sell it to flip it back to our partner, which we lost a lot of money.
We lost
a lot of money.
But we learned the experience and the knowledge. That was a good thing. There was an opportunity to learn what went wrong, what could go right, what could never go.
What we could have done better.
Yes.
Right. And then from that point in time, when we lost all that money, I mean, I consider it as a learning lesson, but still it's kind of big hole in our pocket, right? So we kind of feared real estate investing after that. So we kind of stepped back a little. It's like, this is not for us anymore, because of that experience. So real estate definitely was very scary for us. Yeah. And then
Nice. So it sounds like Karen and Justo, you guys did that, try, do, fail, and you guys did fail. And what I like about it is you guys, sounds like you guys kept pushing through. So maybe you guys can share a little bit about how you guys overcame those challenges.
In 2000, right after the gym, I think a year, 2016 was
2016. Yeah. So we kind of just brushed it off for a little while. We just kind of just fought through it. Things happen. Like for us, we believe that things happen for a reason. And again, that was like a big learning experience for us. Don't jump into things when you don't do your due diligence. So 1 year after that, we had another opportunity on Molokai for a rundown abandoned property, and that was his family house. So that fell into our lap, and still we didn't have real estate investing, right? Education.
Mind you, we was learning everything through this by trial and error, but we had the knowledge of the 101 financial
system. Yeah.
The system.
So that kind of helped us through all that with leveraging and all that. But again, the Molokai property that we rehabbed, it was something that we couldn't let go. So we didn't have a team also in Molokai, so we had to ask for referrals and all that. So it was another challenge for us. We had to find people. It was a full gut. Everything had to be changed. We had no rehab experience. And on Molokai, just mind you that there is no Home Depot, no. The only thing they have is Ace Hardware. It was so expensive. So we basically went through all these shipping companies from like Home Depot, Lowe's to get everything in, and it took a long time.
I actually flew to Oahu to Home Depot to get some materials, but again, we don't have the proper team on the island, and my wife was always watching HIGTV, the rehab holes. So the house that we're in rehab was like totally.
It was contemporary, not a plantation home.
Elements. I mean, the house, every person that came in to check out for rent, it was like, bro, this house doesn't even belong here.
Right.
And they're like, what?
And the thing with that is our learning lesson with all that for this rehab, we over rehabbed, we over budget, and it took over a year just for a small, I mean, not small, but I shouldn't say small, but just for something like that. Today we wouldn't have spent all that money. But it is our first rehab, so that was a lot of learning lesson too. And the other thing too is it was a rental, so there's no way we could have flipped the property, right? So I tried to play and save money, right, to be a property manager. So I tried that for a month, trying to get renters in and all that when our renovation was almost done. And oh my gosh, that was so stressful. I mean, dealing with Molokai residents, mind you, is kind of tough, right? And just doing that on my own, I was not successful. So I gave up on it. So we just hired a property manager after that. So we wanted to save, money, but it was not worth the hassle. So till today, we still have it under property manager because there's no way I'm gonna deal with tenants on Molokai. So that was another learning lesson for us.
Mind you, the Molokai people are very, very nice. They're
It was just challenging.
It's just challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where we went off with that investing. And then after that,
we just basically learned with all these mistakes that we've been doing, all the opportunities and challenges that we had, we just decided to, you know what, let's take a course because paying for a course would be a lot cheaper than making a lot more mistakes.
mhm,
So we actually went in, I think it was
2017
yeah, the following
is,
year, I think was.
yeah, after that, we just took upon to just take a lot of classes. We read a lot of books.
A lot of books.
We had mentorships and we networked with other investors. We had our real estate investing circle. And that helped us a lot. And of course, even if you read all those books, go through all those classes, the hardest thing is taking action because that fear already was in our blood, right? So it's kind of was still scary, but we just kind of just, what do you call? Just had faith in what we do and just trust in the process and just keep learning from our mistakes, I want to say.
Nice. So you mentioned trusting the process, right? And it seems like you guys did go through a bumpy road in the beginning, and you guys did seek out mentorship, which I believe it helped you guys immensely in your journey here afterwards, and networking also. Could you tell me a little bit about that? How you guys sought out, the mentorship and what type of mentorship you guys went to, and the networking, how that assisted you both in your investing journey.
So we network a lot with one of our one-on-one ohana, and majority of them that we was learning from was they was already doing it, and we got more mentorship when we went to Oahu. We took couple classes like fortune builders, but it was like, no, it's not something that I want to do, because we were like on the ropes to it. So we thought we could leverage on our one-on-one family by just having them, learn more process on the what we had to do with rehab and what we had to do with flips, and who's our contacts and who we can trust. But everything was just based on relationships. Everything was based on relationships.
It's good to know you guys was you use those lessons learned as tuition, and I like to call it, right? Heavy tuition paid, but it seems like it's paying off now. So I've been following you guys on Instagram and seeing you guys' success. So one thing that I always wanted to know is how you both coexist while taking on these flips out there in Maui as a team.
Oh man, it's rough. I get plenty sleepless on the couch by myself when we get flips, or when we do. Everything is about just oh man, it's babe. Some arguments here and there, and it all sometimes, like I was telling couple of my friends that my wife wants to do this, but we cannot do it because it's in a different neighborhood, yeah. And it's some neighborhoods are better than others, but I always tell my wife, the neighborhood that is really bad or why we're not doing it is because she just doesn't want to do it. And the thing too is, and I tell her, is the person we're not living in it, we just renting it out. Once we get it done, when we're doing BRRRRs, and I tell her, can you please explain to me if your money is different from the guys who's renting the property? Is the guy's money different color or different size? I don't think so. It's still money. And all that comes into play. And I keep on telling her, it does not matter where the property is. If we have a team and one property manager, because it is difficult to find properties in Hawaii, but there are properties in Hawaii that you can find that is run down and people want to sell it out, and you can find them. It's out there. It's that's diamond in the
diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so me, I have to learn with those. Those are my struggles too, because I'm an introvert. Yeah, so he does mostly all the challenging stuff.
Nice. So tell me how your systems and your responsibilities. For example, who goes out and finds the deals, and or maybe who's behind the scenes doing the paperwork and whatnot. How do you guys coexist while taking on your flips?
So as one of the biggest Coke dealer in Maui, to make it clear, yeah, I work for Maui Soda and I sell Coca-Cola. And what I do is I basically go in and drive around, help go to the stores and whatnot. But as I'm doing it, I'm doing my daily driving around for dollars. And sometimes I have vendors that come up to me because we did our first flip already. They basically come up to me and say, you know what, I have a property that my uncle is selling, my auntie is selling. Maybe you want to look at it.
So he basically gets all the deals.
Then I have my wife run all the numbers. So she's a numbers person. All the legal stuff that she does, she takes care of all that. I just go in and I get all the contractors and contractors with.
I'm the analysis paralysis person.
Yeah.
I overrun and I probably do my numbers like maybe 25, 50 times before we can even get into a deal sometimes. But I'm the person that want to make sure my numbers are in line, and I'm very conservative with all my numbers. So that's some of those things too. We fight about the numbers too. But again, I mean, he's the risk taker and I'm the conservative one. So I always try to make things work out for both of us. But I basically do all the numbers and the paperwork and all that. And that's the reason why too I got into the real estate agent side. So I get to learn the back side of it too. So in addition to that, I know how to find like the right people to when there are challenges that come up.
It sounds like Justo goes out and finds the deals, and Karen, you run the analysis, and you say you get stuck in analysis paralysis. So, I want to know is when you guys are at a stalemate, how do you guys, push through that? And, Justo just wants to go ahead and do it. And you, Karen, you said you're conservative. So, just take us through a scenario and how you guys bust through that barrier there.
Yeah, that example.
Prime example is I sleep a lot on my couch, yeah. So so we basically talk about it, and then once everything comes down, You know, we have a dinner in a neutral place, not at home, talk about it, just become a business partner and see what we gotta do and what is gonna benefit both sides of the family. And just think about them as it's a business and nothing personal. And we run the numbers again and then see what we can fix and what we can put together as a couple that can agree on something.
And just mind you, he does his numbers manually. So he writes things down. And for me, I'm a electronic kind of person, yeah. So our numbers come out different sometimes. So that's what we argue about too, is all that too. Because my numbers come out pretty damn good, I think. But when he start adding up and I can understand his paperwork, that's when we get all frustrated.
Hey, my numbers come out pretty damn good too.
But yeah, those kind of things that we just kind of pull through. You know, he has his numbers, and of course we always meet in the middle, yeah, to make things work out.
Nice. So, how many, so far on Maui, since you guys have started, how is it now, flipping out there? And I know you said there are diamonds in the rough to find and whatnot. And, just take us through a flip and, from beginning to end, how you guys kind of do it as a couple.
Okay, so we had that one flip last year. He got the deal. He got a smoking deal. We got it for $400,000, right? And then in the deal, so in the beginning, we were supposed to keep it because there was 3 units on it. So ideally, we wanted to rent it out and all that, but things happen, right? So we didn't realize that there was an increase in materials. So that blew our budget whatsoever. And when they did a rehab, everything was rotten.
Yeah.
And we got into like a lot of plumbing issues, a lot of electrical issues. So that kind of just blew our budget over and way over. So at the end, we had so many issues with this property, we ended up flipping it. And mind you, we had, even though regardless of all those challenges, we got to profit
About 160.
about 160 for our first flip.
Yeah.
So that was like amazing that was like a blessing for us. But the downfall to that is we didn't learn too much about short-term capital gain. I know it was there, but it did take a hit on us when we did, we got hit with short-term capital gains. So that's the only downfall that we kind of was bummed about, but it's another learning lesson, right?
It was fun though. I mean, it was a fun, challenging experience because that property was actually sold to us to 400.
He found the deal from one of his friends.
Was 400 and it was on 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I turned that into 6-bedroom and 1 studio, and turned it into 3-bath. So after my wife sold it, because she's a realtor now, the owner basically came back and said, "Oh man, thank you so much, because all these years they were living in Lahaina. All these years we've been paying rent, and now we basically not paying rent anymore because we have people living in the back as a 3-bedroom paying the mortgage for us." And I was fighting with her again. I was like, we should have kept that property.
Right. That was my regret. But our numbers are so off. I mean, I guess because I was so conservative with my ARV. My ARV, when we first bought the property, I did it at 650. It actually came out being 780. So, and that's the reason why we profited that big of a gain, because we were conservative with our numbers, very conservative. So we did good on it too. So that I don't regret. But again, we didn't realize, of course, we don't have a crystal ball, right? So we didn't realize that the market is just gonna increase the next year. So we should have just kept it or just wait. But anyway, that was another learning lesson for us. But again, that was that was a fun one. There was a lot of challenges, but it was great. And of course, we had a lot of mentorship with that too.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice. Congrats on that successful flip, you guys. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Karen.
Yeah, thank you. And that's when I learned how to use hard money. That was one of the first ones we did with hard money. So I was kind of like, okay, you got to get these contractors out. Hurry up, because we paying like $4,000 or $5,000 on this deal. So you have to get them out. So we finished it in about 10 weeks.
10 weeks, yeah.
And then altogether with selling from the sale was about 4 months. So we got out quickly.
Our contractor was pretty quick.
Yeah, our team is pretty quick. Yeah.
So it seems like you guys do work with a team of contractors out there. Do you guys do any of the work yourselves?
Only the cleaning, little bit of cleaning, because
yeah.
he's a he likes to look through all those things, all the rubbish and stuff. He likes to look through rubble. I don't.
Hey, that's gold, bro.
He look for gold first before he bring in the cleaners.
That's gold.
Nice.
And that's why we got. I think that's the reason why I like buying old properties, because one property that we actually bought actually had money in it, and
wow.
we made a the guy was still in, and we told the guy to just basically, you know what,
we were so nice. We had him stay for 2 days until he was leaving for Japan. And I'm just gonna say the story.
Go ahead.
He found a safe that had 50 grand in it, and we let him stay in the house.
Yeah, the owner didn't even know, because
that was the dad's money.
The grandfather's
you know how
money.
Japanese, they keep money, they don't put them in the bank, right? So there was 50 grand sitting in the room.
Yeah, he had like a collection of
money
old
and old
coins.
stuff. Yeah.
But I told the guy, you know,
but I feel bad.
That's yours. I want, you know, the property is what we got, you know. And he gave us everything else, like whatever, the TV and stuff like that. And I told him anything else is just bonus for us. So you can, you know, whatever it is, just take, because I wouldn't feel right to just, you know. But I told the guy, just joking around, hey, man, that half of that is mine, bro. But it's all good.
But till this day, we have good cash flow on it, so we kept it as a BRRRR.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, you gotta do well for helping others. Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. So you guys did doing fix and flips, and you guys chose to do a BRRRR on that property.
We had another BRRRR before that too.
That's awesome. Sounds like it you know, is doing well for you folks. So I gotta ask you guys this: why did you choose real estate investing to get as an investment vehicle?
So for us, or for me anyway, it's financial freedom. Yeah, to do the things we want when we want, and nobody tell us what to do. And for me, it's a lot of time freedom and early retirement. Of course, the main goal is for generational wealth also.
Right.
We want to help break that cycle of how we were when we were growing up. So we want to break that old mindset and just bring in the new. And then for you, it's just get out of his 9 to 5
I just want to get out of my job, because I just like going in and looking at properties and then trying to see what I can actually get on deal. It's a rush. I mean, you feel it when you become when you look into things, it's all gold, and stuff like that. So it's a rush for me.
But for him, I told him he cannot quit yet, because that's where we get all our deals when you're out there.
Yeah. So.
But he gets all the deals from all his referrals.
Good. That is killing 2 birds with 1 stone, right? Doing his W-2 job, and you know, also finding deals for your guys' real estate business. And another thing that I want to ask is, you know, it seems like you guys are doing well. You guys are crushing it out there on the island of Maui. So what does the future hold for KJP?
Well, for us, we want to continue to build our real estate portfolio. For me, I like BRRRRs because it's passive, and you get money when you're sleeping. Like, you don't have to worry about, you know, working a 9 to 5 job. He likes to fix and flip. but I don't like the short-term rental part of it. But I guess we got to learn more how to, I guess, balance things out with taxes and stuff like that. And that's what we're learning.
Yeah, and the other thing that I really want to do for the future is we basically base everything to the great man above, and we pray for everything, all the blessing that he has given us, and one day
We just want to give back.
want to give back, and I want to make a foundation in the Philippines and send money to help children buy books and stuff that they cannot. So that's my major goal. That's one of my whys that I want to continue to do it. I went school there for a year, and I seen the challenges that students has, and that's the reason why I want to continue doing real estate, to be an investor and have something for the kids, for the foundation for the kids to, even if they don't gotta pay stuff or buy things,
For
books or whatever.
school and
Yeah,
education.
anything that dealing with education. That's what we're gonna try for do.
And like for me too, it's very gratifying, yeah, when you get to teach somebody or mentor someone that looks up to you. So for me, I love to help others succeed along with our journey. And just that feeling of helping people is priceless for me. And hopefully we can get into multifamily and commercial buildings, like most of you here. Will I get into commercial too? Just got to learn the process the right way, not just jump into it like when we first started.
Nice. So it sounds like you guys are, gonna start continuing to, you guys are gonna continue to fix and flip on Maui and do whatever birds you guys got. But where do you guys plan on doing the commercial and other investing? Are you guys looking at other islands here, or staying strictly on Maui?
No, we want to
actually,
do out of state.
Yeah, we want to do out of state, and maybe hook up or maybe connect with our fellow investors on this call, and see if we can do a deal together or whatnot.
Mhm.
But yeah, we definitely want to do out of state.
Yeah, it's just, for me, it's another fear for me because we don't know a lot of resources. So doing and getting onto mentorships like this, events and all that, we can connect with more people who are more knowledgeable about what we want to do as well. I think that's the hardest part, is networking with people who know the area and all that too. And we're trying to get our kids involved too now. So that's another thing that we're trying to do as well with our kids.
Nice. It seems like, you guys are taking the lessons learned from early on investing, right? And now you guys are wanting to get into, other things besides the flipping on Maui, and you guys are learn from it and, picking up the pieces and starting to, look for mentorship towards, getting into the commercial space, as well as, investing out of state. Really, really good journey there. Yeah, Brandon, do you have any other questions or for Karen and Justo here?
Not really any questions. I just want to say though, very inspiring story, right? Just from the gym, that, whatever happened with the gym, and kind of being discouraged about real estate, and then actually getting back into real estate after training, and then that nice big profit there doing the flip, and now looking at doing bigger deals, right? Commercial or multifamily. And it's inspiring because, like you guys are still working W-2 jobs. Like a lot of people here, just kind of striving for financial freedom, and you guys are getting there. And it's just, let that be an inspiration to those that are looking to get started, or, they were in a deal and it didn't go the way they planned, or, they tried something many years ago and it just didn't work out. You can come back. You can still go after these big dreams if you wanted to. And then Karen and Justo are living proof that setbacks are here to grow and learn from. And if you apply them, you can be on your path to financial freedom. So no other questions from me, Gil. Just just really good stuff from Karen and Justo there.
Thank you.
Nice. So we are a little over with the presentation part, but we do have a couple minutes. If anybody in the on the group here has any questions for Karen and Justo, we gladly please put it in the chat here. You do? But yes, very inspiring, you guys. Just failing forward, right? I hear that a lot. Listening to books and podcasts and whatnot, and not giving up, right? After that gym ordeal that you guys went through, right? That I know I'm going through it. There are times that I want to quit, but just being in a network and holding people holding you accountable, that's what it's about, right? The people you surround yourself with, they hold you accountable, and it makes that engine go, right? It revs it up again, and you keep going, even though there are those days, right? So yes, thank you again for sharing your guys's story. Is there any questions in the chat there? I don't see any other questions here. So Blaze does have a question. So he's asking, how can we help them? How can we help you guys?
For us, one of our major goals, our major goal this year was to get into multifamily, but it's almost the fourth quarter already. So we have a couple of projects that we're wrapping up on, and that's what our next goal is, to at least try to get into multifamily. That's what we're trying to head towards. We want to scale the business because I feel like we're not doing enough, although people say we are, but I just feel like we're not moving, even if we've been in it for 3 years. And for me, my problem is I compare myself to other investors, right? Which I have to stop, because everybody get their own journey, right? So that's one of my challenges too. I feel like we're just not doing enough. And sometimes that's why we argue, because I don't want to do this. I'm here, but we're here. If that makes sense. Yeah. So we're gonna kind of scale our business.
We have
faster.
we have another project coming up. So if you guys want to connect, if anybody want to be my private money, I'm open. Or you can join the joint venture with us, I'm open. So
nice.
Yeah, but that's
thank you
one
for
of our
that.
major our next goal is to get into multifamily.
Nice. Thank you. Keone has a question here. He's asking, what are your thoughts on the BRRRR strategy in this current market condition?
Well, as a banker, it's kind of scary, right? Because there's a lot of criteria at the bank. So I guess you have to get the property at a good deal, right, before you can refinance. And then some banks, you have to wait for 2 years, or they only do 70% of the LTV and stuff like that. Yeah, so for us, we have to for me, again, I just have to be conservative with the numbers so that we can refi and cash out. But I think at this point during the market now, it's going to be a little bit more challenging for BRRRRs. I think we're in Hawaii anyway, because the price point is so high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You just gotta find the right deal.
Just gotta
for the right
make
price.
sure the numbers are right.
Right.
Yeah.
So it sounds like Justo gonna be sleeping on our couch a little bit more, because we're gonna need Karen's analysis paralysis here. She gotta hold strong. She gotta hold strong and bite correctly, right? So
yeah.
right on. So I'll just wrap these next two questions together, Dietrich and Cedric. It's almost the same. So what markets are you looking for your multis, and how many units do you want in these multi-units, multi-families?
We're looking in Vegas, Arizona,
Texas.
Texas is another we're looking at too.
Yeah.
So in those areas. Yeah, so probably like 6 units or more.
Yeah.
Might as well go big, right?
Yeah.
And I like the fact that when you do commercial loans, you don't use your income as asset based. Yeah. So you might as well just go big, right?
Yeah.
As long as the numbers work.
12 units.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow, thank you guys for sharing your guys' story. I will end here with our our Q&A session. This is something I'd like to go into our investor spotlight here now in on West Side Meetup. It's something Brandon, Robbie, and I are trying to get going on these West Side Meetups. It's called the Investor Spotlight, and I'd like to go ahead and introduce my friend and my coworker, Jeff Arceo.
Hey.
Jeff, you could go ahead and talk a little bit about what you do, who you are, what you do in real estate.
What do I do? I don't know. I hang out with Gilbert and I got sucked into this, but nah. I work at Hawaiian Electric as a working foreman. I work with Gilbert as a typical blue collar worker. I'm not an admin person. I'm not a spreadsheet person. It's a crash course for me. Yeah. So Gilbert started in 2020. He started his BRRRR strategy, and in 2021, I decided to give it a try. Strictly the BRRRR strategy, and it's kind of crazy because we were going through the pandemic. So, yeah. So I joined the mentorship with WNN February 2021. Fast forward May 2021, I locked up my first deal. And then 2 weeks after that, I locked up another deal. So it's kind of crazy. You don't know how to, you got to try to balance your W-2 job and deal with the East Coast time zone, time difference. But just depends on how bad you want it. You make things happen. Yeah. So those two properties in 2021. And then October 2021, through our network at WNN, I partnered up with one of our friends. They locked up a duplex. And from that deal, I bought one and she took the other. So we split the deal. So that's a first for me as a multifamily. That was a major rehab, and through our GC, that turned out pretty nice. And 2022, January, I closed on my fourth property, and that was a major rehab. We converted a 2-1 into a 3-2 basement. All like backtrack, all our market is all in Kansas City, so we're dealing with a lot of logistics, but we're in good hands. Our team up there is pretty awesome, and they do the job well. And then June this year, I closed on a Florida deal. Florida property, something off, not the BRRRR strategy, but something I wanted to do on my own. And that had many things going on. My realtor was in Miami. The property was in Central Florida. The mortgage broker was in Vegas. The banker was in Michigan. And I accepted the offer when I was in Waco, Texas. So, but we closed on that deal, and that went pretty well as well. And then, so right now, currently, trying to stabilize and getting to commercial with the WNN group. But it's kind of a slow process. So I just locked up another single family last month with another partner and WNN. So that's it.
So you, so would you say your Florida property, was there anything on it, or what is it?
Oh, it's in a gated community. The property it's a vacant land, so that's like to build a dream home. It's 2.5 acres, 100,000 square feet in a gated community, and all I'm doing now is just paying for lawn service.
Nice. You know why I asked, right? Good thing you never built anything, because did the hurricane go through there? Today,
I'll let you know.
really,
A lot of trees that I had to come down, so hopefully that cleared up some of it.
nice. So it goes to show, right? I never dragged him into this. He like put him on me, but we were just talking story one day, and he was interested in what I was doing, and I kind of shared, and he jumped into it. And the one thing that I want to tell everybody is, Jeff just took action. He took massive action. He just jumped in the fire, and he just started going. And about a year and a half now, and he's got all these properties, and it's starting to stabilize. So but yeah, just taking that action and just that will to move towards your why, right? Why are you doing this, right? That's what's keeping us going, right, as investors. And he has goals, I have my goals, and just continue to move forward, right? But yeah, thanks, Jeff, for jumping on and giving us your little story there.
Sure.
Thank you very much, man.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
And I'd like to, go ahead and introduce Mr. Rod Baker. We are, bringing him on. He will be assisting Brandon, Robbie, and I. He will be a co-host also on West Side Meetup. So go ahead, Mr. Rod Baker.
Thank you for that. For everybody that don't know me, hi, I'm Rod Baker. I am a mentee with WNN. I have 2 properties in Kansas City, Missouri, one in the rehab stage and one about to be rented. But we are not finished, so please stay. We have breakout rooms. It's going to be about 25 minutes each, and the topics are: who are you and what do I do in real estate? And the last quarter coming, what are your big goals and how are you going to end strong? Lastly, before we go into that, for Karen and Justo, how can everybody find you guys and get in contact with you guys if they want to do anything with you?
Yeah, what's the best way? Would it be social media, text, or email? And just further, Karen, are you able to
Oh,
speak?
sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, email or my phone is fine, my cell. I'll put my phone and email in the chat.
Nice. And as Rod Baker mentioned, please join us. We will be having a breakout session here, going over who you are. If you could share who you are, what you do in real estate, and what is your, as we wind down Q3 going into Q4, what is your big goal to close out the year strong, right? And I'd also like to, Brandon did mention in the beginning, but we do have some upcoming events. So it is the 4 real estate event at the Residence Inn out here in Kapolei. Oh, out there in Kapolei. I'm in Kansas City right now. Out there in Kapolei. But it will be October 19th. Please get your tickets, follow the links, follow us on, follow the advisors at on their Instagram handles. We will be sharing about that event. So please go ahead and purchase your tickets for that event. And also please be on the lookout. We will for our next West Side meetup. It'll be it's always the last Wednesday of every month, right? So please go ahead and join us for that. But yes, Brandon, how are we doing as we transition over?
Yep, we're looking good. So like